the Wall Street Journal reporting that President Biden's inner circle is urging him to ignore the critics and stay in the race. Karl Rove, the perfect person to talk about this now. Karl, look, this one bad night defense, traveling, has a cold, it just doesn't hold water. What is the White House strategy right now?
Just to try and brass it out, I guess. I mean, think about it. His foreign trip was, what, 7 days before the debate? He had all that time at Camp David with his aides. Doesn't start until 11 o'clock in the morning, finishes in the afternoon so he can take a nap, give him rest, relaxation. And then he shows up at the debate after, you know, how many weeks does it take to recover from a foreign trip? And look, now we're also hearing reports that this is not an isolated incident, that people have been aware of the lack of mental acuity for months and months and months, and have kept their mouths shut because, after all, he's the leader of the Democratic Party, and he was the only guy running, and we got to protect him because if we need to ignore this issue and not describe it plainly to the American people, so what?
Yeah.
I mean, this is really disturbing.
It is. And, how could the so-called inner circle send him out on that debate knowing what we already knew, that he struggles in public? He has that vacant stare, the mouth open, on top of everything else. How could they send him out on that debate not thinking that what the result was, was exactly what we saw, more of the same?
Yeah, well, I think it was on a wish and a prayer. But look, he is surrounded by enablers, starting with his wife, and including his sister, Valerie Biden, who's played a key role in all of his political campaigns since the beginning. And then we were told that one of the principal people at the post-election meeting at Camp David who urging him to stay in was Hunter Biden. God, depend on that guy's good judgment. Look at his life. He's made lots and lots of good decisions. I mean, please, for God's sake, what is going on here? Put the country first.
Yeah. Next one for you, Karl. On Friday, President Biden apparently is going to sit down with ABC News for his first TV interview since the debate. Karine Jean-Pierre says he enjoys doing interviews. Listen to this.
This year, the president has done more than 40 interviews, and unscripted, right? Those interviews are unscripted. He has done more than 500 gaggles, right? Of course, unscripted, talking directly to many of you. No, let me just finish. And so he enjoys doing that. He enjoys engaging with all of you. And we're going to continue making sure that happens.
And half the time he says, I have to go now. They're not going to let me stay any longer. Karl, can Biden convince voters that he's actually capable of another 4 years?
I doubt it, because, look, this is not new. Go back to the beginning of this campaign. Since the beginning of this campaign, we have seen a large number of people saying continually in the polls, we think he's too old. And all we've done is confirmed in that debate that he is way too old, that he doesn't have what it takes to be president. Look, I worked in that place for 7 years. My boss went into that office when he was 54 years old, and I saw him age over that time. And this guy went into office. He's now 81. He went in there when he was older than any president at the time that they left office, when he entered office. And everybody ages differently. And this guy had 2 aneurysms. Remember, he almost died in 1988 from an aneurysm. And you cannot tell me, I'm not a doctor, and I didn't stay in a Holiday Inn Express last night, but you cannot tell me that this is the normal condition for an 81-year-old.
Yeah. No, you are absolutely right. We'll have to leave it there. But Karl Rove, Karl, great to speak with you today. We really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.